Hi Virgo, welcome to your yearly 2022 general reading. This is your girl Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Virgo. This will not resonate with every Virgo that watches this message, and because this reading is general, not every single message may be for you, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear that message. If this reading is not for you at all, Virgo, I highly suggest checking out your other signs and different placements. Hi, cross watchers. You're very welcome here if you're interested in a Virgo. Who wouldn't be? I like to remind Virgo and cross watchers that energy is fluid, and this simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You are more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. So, Virgo, for this reading, I am going to channel and ask Spirit what will be happening for you guys in the year of 2022, what to expect, what to look out for, what to celebrate, overcome, all those aspects. And it could impact any area of your life, whether that is love and romance, career and finances, spiritual evolution. Probably will hit on all those topics in just a bit in some way or shape. Form. So if you have any beings of the light that you would like to welcome into this space, specific ancestors, angels, spirit guides, even passed down loved ones, you are welcome to ask them to join us here now. So let's go ahead and get this reading started. I will be using my sound bowl to clear and set the energy. So if you are listening to this using headphones, I do suggest turning it down a little bit just for this part because I don't want your ears to hurt. So Virgo, let's get this started. Interesting. Right when I rang that bell, or the bowl, whatever, that ringing sound, I heard you loud and clear. So I feel, Virgo, beginning of the year, you're asking Spirit for something. You're asking to manifest a goal, something to happen in your life, a partnership, a deal. But also for some of you, this feels like tangible, like a new house, a new home, a new job. Or just to get that goal within those areas of your life. Like, for example, if it's not a new job per se, well, I want to achieve this in my job by the end of the year. This is going to happen for me. I feel a lot of you have set intentions at the beginning of the year, set some sort of goal you've made for yourself in 2022, and Spirit hears you. Spirit acknowledges that. And your Spirit team is working to help you reach that goal, whatever that goal is. And then I saw a handshake. So again, that could just mean Spirit saying, yeah, Virgo, let's make this happen. I'll do what I can in the background. You do what you can that's in your control, and let's manifest. But I also feel like some sort of partnership between you and another individual, whether that is in business, could be love and romance, or even I feel for some of you, you're looking to find like a roommate or someone to move in with, or someone to rent out certain space within your home for some of you, and that's going to happen as well, for those of you that are wondering about that. But let's go ahead and get into the cards. I want to see what's happening for my Virgos more specifically there. So I'm going to be using the tarot to divide the year every 3 months. So I'm going to be pulling 4 cards for January to March, April to June, so on and so forth, right? So let's get this reading started. What's happening for my Virgos January to March, Spirit? There we go. Authority. I know that's right. The Emperor. Aries energy. Some of you could have Aries in your chart. You could be dealing with an Aries. If you have Aries in your chart, go ahead and check out the Aries reading to see if there's messages for you there. Virgo, at the beginning of the year, you're starting it out right. You are making the moves you need to make. You are setting up a stable foundation and keeping it that way. There's a lot of decisions, Virgo, that you must do. The moves that you must make. I don't feel it's dependent on anyone else to give this to you. It's the work you're putting in to set up a stable 2022 where you're not taking people's BS. You are not going to settle for less. If anything kind of flies by, you're the person to say, yes, this can enter my life, or no, I don't want it to be a part of my life. It's not in alignment with me. But strong masculine energy is coming through for you in the beginning of 2022. And I feel that this masculine energy is going to serve in putting all the right parts in motion for 2022 to unfold. But let's keep on going. What about April to June, Spirit? Oh, wow. Okay, I'll show you all the cards once they're out, but 2 major arcanas right off the bat. Interesting combination, too. Tell me about July to September, Spirit, for my Virgos. July to September. Wow, okay. And then October to December. October to December. Yeah, wow. So first of all, guys, 3 major arcanas out of the 4. This is a major year for you of really trusting yourself. That's what it feels. Spirit wants you to know, Virgo, that everything you want, you can make happen. That if you just meet Spirit, the universe, halfway by making the moves you can make, Spirit will do the rest. But it really does come down to a point with the Emperor, with the High Priestess, with the Hermit, of really going in within yourself and really deciphering, discerning what you want, why you want it is the important thing I'm kind of getting to, because Spirit wants you to move towards your highest and greatest good, your divine path, your purpose. Because a lot of you have a very profound purpose in this lifetime. It feels very spiritual, but it could just also mean, Virgo, when you're happy, when you are doing the things that are in alignment with you, when you're not giving in, when you're not settling, that's when everything will start to happen. That's when everything will start to unfold and you will get your victory and success from October to December. But there are some things you're going to have to go within and reflect and see if it is something that you want to be part of your life still, or if you're looking to achieve more, what is that more you want? I feel a hunger from some of you. I want this. I'm yearning for it. I'm going to get it. But Spirit wants you to ask yourself, if certain things aren't happening or aren't unfolding the way you expected it to, is there a way that is more in alignment with you to get that goal? So what I mean by that, Virgo, don't step out of character of who you are to achieve something. Don't sell out. Don't cop out because of what's popular, what's the norm. Because I'm getting from my Virgos, you're not meant to be of the norm. You're not meant to conform by any means. And I feel some of you, with this achievement, it does have to do with getting noticed, with getting acceptance, with climbing up that ladder, let's just say, to the very top. And you need to know that you don't have to restrict yourself, you don't have to stifle yourself or conform in any way to make other people follow you, to make other people accept you. Really, Spirit's coming through and saying, when you listen to your own gut, your own soul guidance, instead of listening to what other people are saying, the trends, anything like that, that's when you're going to reach the success and achievement. So I don't know why this message is coming through so strongly for some of you. It's almost as if you've been wondering if your certain way of doing things is not going to work, if it's just not what the reality of this crazy trend-setting world we live in by social media is going to accept you by. Spirit saying, absolutely not, Virgo. Anything that's coming through your crown chakra, divine inspiration, ideas that come from the pit of your stomach and your sacral chakra, those are the things that are guiding you to your success. I don't know, for some of you it's like people are trying to tell you what to do, how you should do it, why you're not succeeding. Don't listen to that. The truth is within you. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So January to March, the Emperor. Yeah, Virgo, I feel that there's plans you're making. plans on how to get to your goals, plans on how you want to set up 2022 in major ways, major decisions. Seeing who is going to be a worthy coworker, who is going to help uplift you, who you need to seek out, network with to get a certain goal achieved. Others of you, I feel that a lot of you want to start your own business or start your own channel, start your own blog, something that you can call your own. And for some of you, it's like, I don't want to be a part of this big machine where I'm just a cog. What I mean by that is, like, if you are part of a major corporation and you notice that you put in hard work, but you know or feel like you're just expendable, that if you don't do exactly what someone else tells you to do every day from 9 to 5 p.m., that they may just get rid of you, or that you just don't feel like what you put in is actually being valued, and that you may be taking for granted. That's not going to happen January to March. If you are part of a corporation and you do enjoy your job, there may be eyes on you to step up in big ways. But I feel, Virgo, it's more about, I want this to be mine. And whether that is in career finance or some sort of goal that you have for yourself, you want to put the hard work in to achieve it. But Spirit's saying this is the time to plan now, to plant those seeds, to make those decisions now. And as some of you, I feel like you've been like putting off a major decision. Don't do it January to March. Don't put off that decision. Make it in that timeline, because it is ripe. It is ripe now to make those moves, to make those changes, to, just maybe if it's not even changes, just further implement. Some of you, I'm here like working on a website. Further develop that website. Further develop that, whatever it is that you're doing to bring about what it is you so want. I also feel, for others of you too, I don't know why I feel like there's a friend who needs your guidance, who is asking you advice. They see you as being this powerful manifester, creator, someone who has accomplished so much, achieved so much, and they may look up to you as inspiration to see, like, wow, Virgo, you've done all this. How can I get there? And they're looking to you as a mentor for some of you. Family member, friend, whatever, right? But you're bossing it up. You're stepping it up. More importantly, though, I'm hearing plans. Make those plans. I know that a lot of my Virgos need a certain plan, bullet point, proof type of thing to start working through, and a certain list to check off. I'm seeing checks off of a planner, off of like a scheduler thing, or maybe even on your iPhone you have some like bulletproof like visions of what you want for yourself. Maybe even some of you are creating a vision board for how you want 2022 to happen. Similar things like that. And that is going to serve you. That is going to help you. Now, interestingly enough, April to June, the High Priestess. So with the High Priestess here, Pisces, Cancer energy, the universe, once you've kind of set those intentions, once you make it known what it is you want to create, Spirit's going to be guiding you. Spirit is going to be showing you the way of how to achieve that through dreams, through visions and meditation, through certain synchronicities that happen over and over and over again, to the point where it's just obvious what you need to do. Even if you can't, it's not a certain contract being sent your way, someone that's, accepting your application or anything, it's through the guidance of your intuition and soul that is going to help you open those doors that may have been closed or that have not just been opened yet. I feel with this High Priestess energy, a lot of you are keeping your goals silent. How you get there, kind of, you're going on the down low, which Spirit is kind of saying that is the way to do it. I feel, Virgo, that I don't know if there's just people around you that are judgmental, or people who think they know what's best for you, who just want to kind of help you in their own way. But especially with the High Priestess one, getting into the Hermit card, which we're going to get into in a second, you're the only one that knows these answers. And that doesn't mean, you know, if you're going into a new realm of study, not to research some facts. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that in order to achieve these goals, you know the way. So yes, if you kind of are looking into a new hobby, a new, you know, goal, a new achievement that you know you have to research and study up for, that's your intuition saying, hey, Virgo, we need to look something up here. That's the guidance you need to follow. But definitely there's something also that when you start these plans, when you start setting these intentions, when you make these moves, you may not see the fruition happen immediately, but it is happening. You sense it, you feel it, you know it. And sometimes the ego may come in and say, you're not doing enough, you didn't do it right. Don't listen to that. All right? And like I said for another reading, I forget. It could have been Gemini's reading. But I was talking about, you know, people ask me, how do I know what's from my intuition and what's from my ego? Intuition messages, even if it's not exactly what you want to hear or see, are never going to put you in a fear-based mindset, are never going to drag you down into panic, despair, poverty-based thinking mindset. That's the ego. You'll know it because you'll feel it, you'll panic, you'll stress, you'll worry. Voices from your intuition that maybe kindly be telling you this isn't meant for you, or maybe gently putting down, here's how you get forward and move to this goal in a way that feels light, in a way that feels like it's guided by a force that is patient, that is understanding, that is willing. That's your intuition. So I think a lot of you may come up in a certain time of April to June, not seeing everything exactly unfold the way you expected it to, but that does not mean it's not going to happen. It's just not the right time yet. Maybe it has nothing to do with you, Virgo, your skill, your talent. Maybe it has to do with certain people that are, you know, kind of clearing room within their own company, or looking out and scouting for certain people to meet their requirements that, you know, they just have to cut some people out of the way. They just have to do their own thing in their own time. That's just completely out of your control. But also for others of you with this High Priestess, there's going to be a will to keep going, no matter what. Because your intuition is telling you, your gut is telling you, your soul is telling you. And a lot of you are going to get to know your higher self very, very well during the months from April to September. Knowing something is meant for you, being guided to do it, pushing through, getting that strength. Because what I see from July to September is the Hermit card. Virgo energy. And Virgo season may be very, very prominent for you guys in 2022. You know, end of August, September, early September month. You know, you may be very, very tired. You may be, you know, depleted in some way of strength, especially if you're listening too much to other people, what they're telling you to do for some. This is the time to recharge. This is the time, even for a lot of you, to give yourself that me time, to study further, to go and tap in within your own soul further, to regain that light and strength within you, to recognize who you are at a very soul essence, when the ego is stripped, when the binds to certain materials and goals and ambitions. Not that it's bad to have them, no, but stripping them down so you can see the reason behind it all. Do you want this because the purpose of it is helping others? Do you want this because the purpose of it is showing those people who told you couldn't do it that you could all along? But maybe even convincing yourself more than anyone else that that's the case. Virgo, I feel that for some of you, you may be taking like a trip by yourself, planning a trip by yourself, even if that's just a 2-hour drive away from where you live, just to go out somewhere that is secluded, where you can have that alone time. I do feel Spirit wants to reach out to you and communicate to you, and some of you are mediums. Some of you are the vessels of divine knowledge, of wisdom. And even with the Hermit card, I feel like a lot of you have these ancestral gifts that were passed down to you from, you know, even grandparents, great-grandparents, even further along that line, right? Ancient ancestors maybe. And you have those codes within you that you may be unlocking from this time. Real awakening, transformation, but in a way where you're even enhancing your skills. Sometimes, and I agree as well, the Hermit card can indicate, you know, shedding of an old skin. But for me, with you guys, I feel this is even more enhancing and rejuvenating and restoring that will to push through. That tenacity to make things happen. To give yourself that pep talk, that rally, and Spirit wants to give it to you too. To let you know, yes, keep going, Virgo, keep going. I promise it will happen. And it definitely is. You may see more of this happening in the 3D in the beginning of the year, January to March, and the end of the year, October to December, and in the middle, it's still kind of like the background energy that the universe is doing is being dealt with, being done. But in the meantime, Spirit wants you to reconnect with yourself, reawaken yourself. And maybe for some of you, there could be an ego death that may be happening in 2022. Now, for those of you that are like, oh, dear Mermaid, like I've been through so many ego deaths, this one's not going to feel as impactful as, you know, I get it. I've been through so many awakenings that when you kind of do that purging, it could feel so heavy. I don't feel that energy with you, Virgo. It's not going to be a heaviness. It's not going to be a sadness. It's not going to be a purge. But it's going to be an enlightenment. I even feel for some of you, you're discovering new philosophies, new religions, new, you know, ways to kind of learn more about yourself through tapping into the spiritual world and different aspects of it and different layers of it. Meditation is going to be huge for you guys to tune into. And Spirit is guiding you to go back to meditate more. Whether that is traditionally, you know, being in the stillness, the quiet, holding your crystals and vibing, or if it is even for some people out there, it's not so traditional. It's even just taking a drive and listening to music, and you kind of get those thoughts as they come up. In any way that you connect to Spirit in the universe, start to connect. Because I think you're going to uncover ancestral wisdom. I think you're going to learn a lot more about yourself than what you thought you knew to be true for you. And then we end the year, October to December, with 6 of Wands, Leo energy, victory and success. I feel you guys then will get that acknowledgement, will get that respect, will get those rewards, will get people shouting you out. You know, you're getting your reviews through Thumbtack, Google reviews, Yelp, Etsy, whatever it is, YouTube comments that will say, yeah, this person is talented, they have it, go to them. Referrals, I am even hearing, you know, that promotion, that goal that you want will be achieved at the end of the year. But it was a journey to get there. And that's where people are going to see your journey, Virgo. Even if you kept it a bit silent, you know, exactly what your plans were, even if you had to move in a stealthy way like that, you're going to make it known at the end of the year. People won't see you coming. People didn't know what it is you wanted to achieve, and be really surprised when you get there. And I feel some of you did that for your own psychic protection, for your own physical protection, not in like a threatening way, but in a way where, you know, your work wouldn't be stolen. Someone knew you were applying for a job and then implied it because they wanted it too, that type of thing. This is when it's going to happen, is at the end of the year, and it made the journey worth it. So get ready for that success, get ready for that acknowledgement, get ready for that respect and those rewards coming your way. But you're going to feel very, very accomplished that you achieved the goal. You will get it. Wow. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some more cards. And with these oracle cards, I'm going to point out some major themes that will be happening overall in the year. And because the tarot cards are kind of down, I'll try to pinpoint the time frame as when these major themes will happen. But it may just reflect the entire year for a lot of you. So tell me more about 2022 for Virgo, Spirit. 2022 for Virgo. Yeah, patience. So this tells me, Virgo, what you want to achieve is not what most people get in this lifetime. It's not what most people, you know, it's kind of like those things where what you want takes a lot of hard work, dedication, ambition. And when people don't see results immediately, they get hard on themselves. They beat themselves up. Oh, you know what? It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Let me just abandon shit. And then that never comes to fruition, even though it was just about to break through the soil, even though it was just about to appear. They give up too soon. So Spirit's saying, Virgo, with whatever it is that isn't happening in the time you thought it would, in the time you hoped for, don't give up. Patience will be needed. Remind yourself of the patience needed, that everything happens in divine timing. And I know this is a message that some people get frustrated with, but if you know it's meant for you, why pinpoint it to a specific time? Why pinpoint the evidence and demand the universe to show it to you when you know it's meant for you? And I feel Spirit is asking you with the High Priestess and the Hermit to get clear about that, and during times of doubt and fear. But let me read this card. It says, slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. You know, sometimes when we want something so badly, we become fixated, we become obsessed. And let me tell you, Virgo, I know this exactly. And then we start to hold on too tightly. We almost stifle it, we suffocate it. And so I do feel that there's going to be a time where you don't just stop working, you don't stop putting effort in, but there's no need to obsess and put yourself in that 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords energy of constant fear, checking and refreshing your page or whatever it is associated, your email, waiting for that acceptance or whatever. That's not going to change anything. The universe works on its own time, right? We are an implement and strong part of the universe, but we can't command the universe. That's our ego trying to take control. That's our ego trying to take reign and to show proof that we are worthy of our heart's desires and our goals and ambitions. But when your intuition and your higher self knows that you've been guided along this whole way for a reason, you loosen that grip. There's a lot about grounding happening here as well, which you guys are kind of gifted with, being an earth sign, to ground yourselves. But I get it, you're hungry for it, you want it. But it will happen. It will happen. Give it space to grow. Give it space to nurture and transform and evolve. You know, a great metaphor that we can use for this is like planting, right? You plant the seeds in the soil, and we know it's not going to sprout out into its, full growth the next day, the next week. And you don't need to undig the soil and check on the seeds to make sure they're still growing, right? And even so, that would be hard on the seed. That wouldn't help the seed. That would deteriorate the growth that's happening. So what you want is something that, again, is going to have a huge impact in your life. Will change a lot in your life, but that's why it's taking some time. All right, so patience will be needed in 2022. And in the meantime, refocus, re-energize, journal. I'm seeing someone writing. Journal in your notebook. If you don't journal, I think it would be very beneficial for you. I think you guys are really great with your words, your communication. Maybe a lot of you like to read, have always been great writers, and maybe some of your divine purpose is associated with books, writing, communication, healing, upliftment, inspiration, that type of thing, for others and yourself too. So patience is going to be needed here in a positive way, not in a way that you're going to have to wait forever, but in a way where, again, you know that it's working in the background and that time is a part of the universe's plan for you, and it will happen in its right time. So let's keep going, Virgo. Tell me more, Spirit. Ooh, 2 cards for you guys. It says surrendering to the journey, release control, and fogged in. Go slow, take time. Yeah, so again, Spirit is saying some of this achievement you want is not going to work if it's forced, if it's pushed through, if it happens overnight, if you try to make it happen overnight. That's not part of its journey. That's not what it's meant to happen for you this year. Any of those times where you feel fogged in, unsure, unclear, maybe that like period that's going to happen for you in the middle of the year is for saying, Virgo, take your time. Take time for yourself to heal and recharge when you start to feel overwhelmed, worried, and despair. That's not going to happen. Spirit will then put the pause on for you to recollect yourself, to get back into your higher frequency and higher vibration. Because if you're in a lower vibration of those feelings, it's not going to come about. Because Spirit's saying when they're in that energy, it's not going to come into fruition in the highest alignment that it's supposed to be in, that will give you the highest amount of success. So remember to surrender to the journey, Virgo, and enjoy it while you're on it. There's going to be major highs, and if there are some setbacks, if there are some pauses, again, it's about re-strategizing, regrouping, recharging, and getting yourself back out there again in a way where it's patient, it's controlled, it's grounded, not chaotic, overwhelmed, and stressed. Spirit does not want you to stress over this, whatever this goal is. And yes, again, repeating myself, it is meant for you. It is meant to happen for you. And if you tell yourself that in affirmations, I think that would also help this all unfold in the way that it's meant to. The lotus comes from the mud. It doesn't come from great soil. It doesn't come from, perfectly planned nature that will help bring about in the most perfect way. It has to fight and it has to thrive and strive to thrive in order to break through the soil and enter the sun, the outer recognition of the plant doing all the work it had to get to that point of opening, of enlightenment, right? And I feel like your journey, Virgo, in 2022 is a lot like the lotus's journey. And you may have resonance with the lotus, a tattoo of one, pictures of one, some sort of resonance with its energy. Okay, let's keep going. There also may be delays in travel plans that are out of your control again. So adapt. Don't panic. Don't stay stuck. Adapt during those times where plans aren't making its way the way you thought it would, right? Okay, let's keep going. Ooh. Angel of Patience. Patience is coming out a lot for you guys. And it's holding that time. It's holding that clock. So again, in the beginning when I heard that phrase, I hear you loud and clear, don't ever think Spirit isn't hearing you, hearing your wants, hearing your needs. They will all be met. They will all be met. But know your angels are watching over this situation and you're free to just send it out, leave it in their hands, and they will do the rest. But I find, I need to warn you of this constant panic, of this worry that is just deteriorating your energy and the energy of this creation that's happening. So remember to be patient. Remember to be calm. Remember to be stable. Remember to be grounded. And I know, again, as humans, it's not as easy as how I'm describing it, right? We find ourselves in these needs for certain things to happen at certain times. But even if you find yourself to be in a lack, you're truly going to be taken care of. Do what you can, and Spirit will do the rest. Your angels will do the rest. But patience is needed, Virgo. It keeps coming through for this major reason. That will happen in its own time, in the time it's meant to be. And we are working on it with you. Let's keep going. Tell me more, Spirit. There we go. Bridget, inner strength. I love Bridget. I work with Bridget quite frequently, a Celtic goddess who later turned into a saint for the church. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have power. She's holding that flame, that fire. So some of you could have fire in your chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So what I feel with this for Bridget coming through for your reading, Virgo, is to, even when it seems dark, when it seems dim, when it seems fogged in, hold to that inner flame, that inner light that is strong in you. I see it with the High Priestess. I see it with the Hermit. You have that fire that's beautiful, that wants to create, that wants to succeed, that wants to achieve. But rein that fire in when it starts to get out of control, when it starts to get more of a burn than it does a glow, right? And also Bridget's telling me, Virgo, you have it all to succeed, to achieve this goal. You do. So even during times of doubt, maintain that inner light. What I do for myself is when I start to feel worries and stresses, anxieties, I am close my eyes and I see a fire within me. And anything that is just a worry that isn't helping me, but is actually making me overthink, depleting, I see that thought go into the flame, burning it away. You know, that's what I think a lot of, just having that practice and that visualization, I think will help a lot of you when goals or expectations aren't met and you start to freak out and you start to panic. Imagine that flame within you, and any worry, despair that is just not constructive. Imagine those thoughts going into that flame, burning away. Wow. You are powerful. You are strong. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. And I think you guys had always had to be this person that just waits, is patient. And so some of you may be frustrated with those messages, but again, you're not going to wait for much longer. And in the meantime, maintain that strength within you that you've always had since you were a child. Since whatever fell apart in your life, it never broke you and nothing ever will. Because you have strong faith. You have a will to push forward and move on. And you've done it time and time again, and this time is no different either. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a crystal card for you guys, where I'm going to read the excerpt from the book, because I think the excerpt is very beautifully written and it helps us get to know the crystals as well. And let's see what your crystal energy is for 2022. What is the crystal energy for my Virgos 2022, Spirit? What is the crystal energy for Virgo 2022? Hematite, grounding. Yeah, I talked about grounding and I was picking up that energy, the need to ground yourself throughout the whole year. Ground your worries, work with your root chakra. When you feel unstable, when you feel worried, scared, stressed, but grounding those manifestations and intentions, knowing that it will arrive, it will come. Let's go ahead and read the excerpt from the book. Okay. So, hematite. Crystal color, various shades of black to gray, related chakra base, root chakra. Researchers have discovered that the center of the earth is made of hematite formed in the geometry of, I'm so sorry if I pronounced this wrong, dodecaedron. Being in the presence of this magical crystal naturally assists you to connect deeply to the heart of the planet, grounding your roots and foundations into the earth. The medicine of hematite assists in detoxing on all levels, mind, body, and spirit, and is the most powerful grounding crystal on the planet. Crystal meaning purifies and cleanses the blood and assists in healing blood disorders, grounds and connects to the center of the earth, enhancing manifestation skills, encourages gentle healing after chakra trauma. You've attracted this potent card today because you are being reminded that this is an important time for grounding. To live a balanced, fulfilling, and successful life, it is essential to be fully present and grounded at all times. You could be feeling scattered, stressed, sluggish, or a little ungrounded of late and have pulled this card to remind you of the importance of grounding your energy. The divas of hematite are here to support you through this time and to encourage you to stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and ground yourself. As the earth is constantly bringing herself back into balance, connecting to nature can assist you greatly in this process. While working with hematite, imagine yourself connecting deeply into the earth and draw this healing energy up through your feet and into your body. Allow it to ground you deeply into the core of the earth. You are encouraged at this time to take off your shoes and walk barefoot on the earth. This card could also be a reflection that you have been working on a new project, idea, or inspiration. Now is the time to move forward, ground, and manifest this new creation into your life. Yeah, so a lot about just intention setting. And once that intention is set, once it's clear, let it do its work. Let it grow. Let spirit take care of it. Do what you must, and then release all the rest to the universe, to spirit, because this is something you want. Spirit gets it. The universe gets it, and you soon will get it. It may take some time, it may take some patience, but it will happen. It will manifest. You have the powerful energy of earth on your side to make this happen. And the only thing that could throw this off is worry, despair, anger, lower vibrational energies. That's what's going to deteriorate it. That's what's going to set you back. So take that moment to recognize when you're feeling that way. Bring yourself back to the present moment and meditate. Go within, tap, heal, evolve with this hematite stone. Beautiful. All right, Virgo, let's go ahead and wrap up your reading with one animal totem. And this could be an animal you've been working with, you do know about, you resonate strongly with, or this could be an animal that wants to make its appearance in your life for 2022. Let's see what message it has for my Virgos, wrapping this up here. Any last advice from the beautiful Virgos for 2022? Okay, so we have the antelope spirit, and it says, life is speeding up. Okay, interesting. I do feel this is more in the beginning of the year with January to March, making those decisions, taking those actions. That's when it's going to be moving the fastest, right? And especially at the end of the year too, when it all comes in. So it will speed up at its right time is kind of what I'm getting with this, with number 2. The resources you need, the partnerships that will happen, they will arrive. And some of you, it may be a period where things are slow, stagnant, you worry, but then boom, everything happens, it comes in. Prepare yourself for all situations. Then you can't go wrong. And then, interestingly enough, we have vulture spirit number 63. Nothing is wasted. So with this, Virgo, know that, with the energy that you put into a situation, and it's still not exactly what you want it to be, through your own perspective, through your own mindset, through the limitations that you see in front of you, know that it's all for nothing, or it's not all for nothing. Know that your energy, your time, your power is being used. It is a part of this creation. It is a part of this manifestation, and don't beat yourself up thinking that anything you've done was just a folly, a fantasy. It's never going to happen for me. It was just all a waste of time. It was all just meant for nothing. I'm not meant to have this. I'm not meant any of that. Any of those little voices that come through and tell you those saboteur messages that aren't meant to happen for you. Know that with every dedication you put into this, with every plan, it is a part of the grand scheme of things. And anything that just tells you, or even anyone that tries to tell you you're wasting your time, you're not good enough. Vulture Spirit's here is saying that's absolutely not true. Everything you've done has meant something, is a part of this grand scheme. Especially during those times of doubt and fear. Don't waver, don't fall apart. No, it's all part of the major scheme, and that you will get this. It's just a lesson of surrender. It's a lesson of understanding. It's a lesson of divine flow, universal flow. And know that in the right time, it's going to pick up. Remind yourself of that when you're getting into those worried mindsets. Wow. Great reading for my Virgos. Big things are happening. Big things are taking place. It will happen in its own time, Virgo. You got 2s here, majorly. So 2022, that enough says it's going to be a year for you. But you may start seeing 222, 22, angel numbers involving 2, 12, 12. Don't give up. Push through. Have faith. Your birthday could also be September 2nd, September 12th, perhaps even August 22nd for some of you guys. But know that this is all happening. It is all creating. Have faith in the meantime. Thank you so much for joining me here, Virgo. I really hope that this reading has resonated with you guys in some way, has given you clarity, insight, healing, and guidance in regards to your year of 2022. If it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Virgo, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Virgo.